Shooting is the most important skill in basketball. Simply put, coaches are always looking for players who can put the ball in the hoop. Unfortunately, many players undermine their shooting development by practicing bad habits and developing bad form. This video will ensure that doesn't happen to you. Starting from the release point and working backwards, you'll learn 10 drills to develop replicable and reliable form. This will increase your shooting percentage and make you a knockdown shooter come game time. Before we get to the video, make sure to click the link in the description below to get access to a free printable PDF with 22 pages of shooting workouts for proper mechanics, complete with diagrams, descriptions, and tracking sheet. Now let's get started. The release point describes the moment when the ball leaves your hand. It includes how the ball sits in your shooting hand, the placement of the guide hand, the spin you generate on your shot, and your follow-through. You'll notice that this progression of drills begins without a basket. This is a critical point many players overlook. Removing the hoop allows you to focus on your form without being distracted by whether the ball goes through the basket. Once you can consistently repeat the technique without a hoop, you can advance to the drills using a basket. Each drill should be done for 15 to 20 reps.
Now from there, what I would do is I would take a basketball, and now I'm going to do the same thing. I would tell everybody, start with your feet because you want to coach yourself in what you do and make sure we got the right mechanics. And now he's going to take we're going to take a basketball. I'm going to place it in his hand. So we talked about the grip, right? So now we want to make sure we have the proper grip and mention, like, you want to have your fingers, you want to have them slightly spread. You don't want to be like so spread where you get tense and tight. So it's going to fit, we talked about, on our shooting pad. So now he's going to take this. It's right above kind of the shooting eye here, right in front of his forehead. He's going to go up, up, and over. He's going to shoot it to himself. And then what he's going to do is he'll get the basketball, come back. And I want him to try to shoot it, try to go straight up and straight down, shooting it to himself. He's going to extend, finish, and follow through. And with Christopher, I'm going to work with him is getting the ball. A lot of times I'll tell individuals, let's try to get it with the seams when you're working on it. So that way you can sit there and get that good backward spin, and you can try to really work on doing that and really repping that out. So now he's here, takes it, extends, up and over, finish. Takes it, he does it again. So again, you're just repping this out, making sure we're becoming consistent and repeatable with what we do. So that would be the next thing that I would do is, again, get a basketball. We're just working on feather shooting without your guide hand being on it. Okay, now I'm going to progress on the feather shooting. We're going to we talked about our balance hand, what we did. So same thing, I'll talk to Christopher about the feet. We want to get like slightly staggered, slightly turned, the lead shoulder out in front, what we talked about, lead shoulder hip, where we get that proper alignment. So what I'll do with individuals too is they can take the basketball, and all I'll tell them to do is kind of bring in their palm, and he's going to bring it up to himself, right? He's going to go and bring it up right in this shot window here. And as he has it there, now he's going to bring his balance hand, and he's going to have it on the ball, make sure it's 4 fingers are going up to the ceiling. He's forming a T with his thumbs, and now he's going to go up, he's going to freeze, go ahead, freeze his balance hand as he goes up and push him through, release it, and he freezes his finish. So again, he's going to take the basketball, he takes it in his palm, he turns and brings it up over, so we make sure we're getting that position where one hand, now we're putting the balance hand on it, and now he's going to push it up and extend, again, freezing, making sure he's not torquing the balance hand off. He's going to freeze it, pushes it through, and he freezes his finish. So we're working on that. So I might do that again, have the basketball in it. You could also do it to where he could do this same thing, bring it up, and some people that have a hard time, they can get their hand placement on it with maybe their off balance hand, but you might, if they have a hard time, it's like they're pushing it, they're moving the ball, they might hold it off the ball as they put it there to the side, as getting used to just being still with it, go ahead and push through. So it might be something you do to help an individual just make sure they're really focused on, again, being still. This is only the position where it's gonna, the balance hand's gonna finish at, and you're not gonna bring it any further from that in what you do. All right, coaches, something you can work on is wall shooting. A lot of times you'll see also people do like backboard shooting. Roy Williams used to be at KU, and he was at Carolina. I used to go to practice back in the day, and he'd have, like, I'm talking about like Jacques Vaughn, Rafe LaFrance, he'd have Paul Pierce, he'd have like really, these are high level players, and they'd come out to practice, and all they'd do is do backboard shooting, and they just work on their form, hitting the spot. Now, what's great about like backboard shooting or wall shooting, you don't have to worry about making and missing it, because kids sometimes get frustrated and they got to make a shot, and the mechanics could be good and they could, you know, miss a shot, and they focus on more of the makes and misses. So the idea is this: you're going to have a basketball ball, Connor. I'm going to be at the wall, facing it. I'm gonna work on balance. Eye, elbow, follow through. I'm gonna lock, elbow, snap, wrist. Now, something you could talk to kids about is try to hit the same spot. Try to hit the same spot, right? You're here, you're trying to hit the same spot. So you're gonna do this on your own, right here, and you're gonna shoot it up against the wall. And again, lift on your shot. Lock, elbow, snap, wrist, shoot it. Lift on it like you're shooting it at the basket, right? Elbow above your eye. Put your hand right where you want the ball at, right? All right, stop there. Now what you can do is, watch this. Now I might have them say, okay, we're gonna do this. You're gonna throw it past yourself. Ball in your feet in the air, right? And get yourself, again, balance, head of control, and you're gonna shoot it. So you're gonna pass it to yourself, you ready? So go ahead and pass it to yourself, and you're gonna shoot it. But as you pass it, step in. It could be a 1-2 step or a hop. Go to the basketball. Go right there, here you go. Get on balance. All right, good, turn. Stop, stop there, you stop there. So again, coach, it's a little thing. Again, shooting against the wall, it could be against the backboard, whatever, but they're not so much focused on the makes and misses and getting frustrated. And again, you're working on just mechanics of your shot to get it consistent through that mind-body connection where you're doing it automatically.
The second step in developing your form is working on your set point. Your set point is where the ball comes to as you lift up to shoot. For most players, this should be somewhere around your shooting side eye. From your set point, you want to focus on lifting straight up, creating as direct a path as possible as you go to release the ball. Each drill should be done for 15 to 20 reps.
Now, as we talked about set to go, as I'm repping it out, and the first thing I would do if I was working with somebody is I'm just gonna have them, again, we're gonna work what we did before, putting everything together. The footwork, right, is the same every time. Hips apart, slightly turn, lead shoulder in front, so we're gonna be aligned. And I'm gonna act like you have a basketball. I'll tell them, hey, if you have a basketball, right, you're gonna take your hips down and back, head, shoulders right over your feet. And we're gonna take the ball, wrist cocked back, right in front of your shoulder area with your balance hand on it. And now I want you to focus on, you're gonna extend your legs and start your shot at the same time. You ready? We're gonna, and I tell them, okay, you ready? You're gonna go set to go, bam. Hold your finish. Get them set again. Hips down and back, getting ready, set to go. Right, index finger through the rim, right? Freezing your finish, set to go. So I'm gonna rep that out with them, maybe like 10 reps to get them understanding what we're doing without a basketball so they get their kind of feel their body of what I want them to be able to do with this portion of their shot. Then what I would do is I'll tell them, pick up a basketball. So we're gonna have a basketball. Hey, same thing, make sure your feet properly positioned, right? Slightly staggered. We got a little turn, lead shoulder in front, right? So now we're gonna have, we're hips down and back. Now, take the basketball, make sure you grip, bounce hand to the side so you have them in position. Now we're gonna go set to go, right? And they're gonna shoot it up to themselves, make sure they're finishing their shot, freezing it, index finger through, right? Talking about great fall through, elbow above your eye, and now they're shooting it to themselves. So those are the first two things I would do with them to start them understanding of what set to go is and how it kind of relates to their shot. So now to progress at a basket with set to go. Now, we've done earlier where we did it at a backboard, and you can take an individual, you can do it at the wall, you can do it at a backboard. We're not doing it in this video shoot here. Now we're just gonna go at the basket, okay? So now I'm gonna be, as a coach, we talked about, I'm gonna sit there and take it to where I'm gonna tell Christopher, get your footwork, the same we worked on, is the slightly staggered turn, lead shoulder in front. And what I will do is I will come here and I might take an individual and get their hand placement right where I want it, like make sure it's the center of the ball, in position, their balance hand. I'll tell them, get your hips down and back, quarter squat, right in front of your shoulder area right here. And I'm gonna tell them, go set to go. He's just gonna flow legs and arms at the same time, right in the shot. So working the rhythm. So again, I might again take it. I like to take some kids sometimes to make sure their hand placement's correctly, to get them to understand where that is, the center of the ball, to get in position and set position where they can go set to go, nice and fluid. And then after that for a while, then I'll just give them the basketball and they're gonna do it on their own. Hips down and back, right in front of their shoulder area. He's going legs and arms, same time, nice and fluid. Now, he makes so many, I'd tell him to step back, right? He's gonna take a step back. Now, he needs to understand as we extend our legs, we're gonna jump through our toes. As he goes further back, if he needs some power for a shot for the distance, then you're gonna land a little bit forward. And I might be just about an inch or two, if that, while he's in this close, okay? So extend your legs, jump through your toes, working on it. Same thing we wanna continue focus on is elbow above your eye, index finger through, freezing your finish. He would step back. So we'd work on that. And the whole idea is, again, it's the progression shooting, but now we're working on getting the legs and arms, starting your shot from your shoulder area and being nice and fluid in doing it, okay? And being consistent and repeatable.
The next step is working on your tuck position. The tuck position is sometimes referred to as the shot pocket. It's where players want to catch the ball before they start their shot. For most, this will be about belly button height on the shooting side. There are a couple key things to focus on regarding the tuck point. Players want to keep the ball close to their body to prevent catapulting the ball back over their head as they lift to their set point. You also want to keep the ball on the shooting side of your body. This allows the ball to come straight up through the set point as opposed to coming up at an angle. Each drill should be done for 15 to 20 reps.
So then you would have it to where maybe the basketball's down, you're in position, you're going, okay, we're gonna go tuck, set to go. So they're ready to go. So we're gonna go tuck, set to go. Tuck, set to go. Tell them to pick up a basketball. So they have a basketball in their hand. And again, they're wrapping it out, making sure everything's we've done before, we're doing it the right way with our footwork, our alignment, hips down and back, we're in tuck, and we're gonna go tuck, set to go. Nice and fluid, shooting it to yourself. Tuck, set to go. So again, you're repping that out with them before going to a basket so they understand, again, the mechanics of it, getting their body feeling it so they get used to it, and they start to get that kind of little muscle memory going. And now when they walk to the basket, they have more of an idea and understanding of what they're doing. So now we're gonna rep out tuck, set to go at a basket in doing this. And what we talked about before is, you can go to the backboard, you can rep it out, you can go to a wall to rep it out, so you're not worrying about makes and misses. Because sometimes when you're teaching somebody something new, again, they're not going to be as good, so they get a little discouraged and they try to go back to maybe the way they shot before. So we got to make sure they're not worrying about that and focusing on their body of how to do this appropriately. So we're going to be at a basket now doing this, and again, progression shooting. We're going to have them up underneath the rim, take a big step back, and now as a coach, again, I'm going to position, talk about his footwork, get in position properly, right? The same thing we've been working on. I might position the ball like we did, and I might tuck his elbow slightly right to the side, hips down the back, and now he's gonna go tuck, set to go. He's just gonna flow into a shot. Again, take it as a coach. I position the ball, the placement, especially with younger individuals, to make sure we're doing it right. We're flowing in a straight line. He makes 2 in a row, he moves back, or 2 shots. And then I give it to him, and I'm gonna have him do it by himself. So you're just gonna go again. It's gonna be tuck, set to go, nice and fluid, flowing into shot. And again, he extends his legs, jump through his toes. The more distance, he would land a little bit forward going into it, nice and fluid of what he's doing. Okay, and again, it's just a slowly progression of going back. So we're grooving his shot. He'd make an adjustment here, snap his wrist straight over, making sure he's in that straight line, index finger right to the center.
As you get more confident with your release, set, and tuck points, you'll want to put them all together. When you begin to shoot complete shots, start out close to the basket. If you can make shots consistently while maintaining your form, you can then begin to move back. Here are 3 examples of drills to help you rep out your proper form.
Here's a couple of things I might do with them. I might say you got to make 2 in a row before you take a half step back, right? You might say 2 shots, but I also might do this. I like doing this a game eventually with kids. We call it ladder shooting. So it'd be like this. If I'm gonna be like, I get at the rim, I take a big step back. And then what I do is I shoot it. I make it, I get to take a half step back, right? I shoot it. If I sit there and I make it, I get to take a half step back. But anytime I miss, guess what I gotta do? I gotta take a half step in. So when you miss, you got to take a half step in. When you make, you got to take a half step back. So we're going to do this little game right now. Get at the rim, get at the rim, at the rim, at the rim, everybody at the rim. Take a big step back. Now stop. That's your starting point. That when you miss, you don't go further in than that. Every time you make it, you got to take a half step back. You miss, you got to take a half step in. Ready, go, go. And again, it's like a little competitive game. They can find out what the range is from this. Now, Mikey almost took like 2 steps back after he made one instead of a half step back. He's willing to get back further. But they have fun with it, and they can find out kind of the range, which you can find out with kids, where they're really at. All right, stop right there. Stop right there. Okay, good. So again, coaches, you can change this up to make hold the balls, to make, again, form shooting, whatever it is you need. You might have to slow it down for a certain group. You might have to just keep them at one spot. Eventually what I'll do is I might have them, hey, rotate clockwise to a new spot after they make a couple, so they're going to a different spot. You can change it. The biggest thing you gotta get kids to understand is working on form. I'm not worried about distance. I'm worried about being consistent with your reps, right, with your form. So now as you get stronger and you develop more, reps, you can get better range. So when you extend back more to the three-point line, you're not shoving or pushing it. You got good mechanics, and you're being a pretty effective shooter.
Almost every great player we see, they start out with a shooting routine, doing some form shooting. So you'll start 3 or 4 feet from the basket. You want to make 5 shots. You're trying to swish them. That's the goal. Once you make 5 shots, you take a small step back, a foot or 2 back, and you make 5 more shots. About as far as you want to go as a free throw line. Again, this is form shooting, just working on technique. Knees bent, feet shoulder width apart, get the ball in the same starting position each time, extend, snap your wrist, hold your follow through, good technique on every shot. It might take you 50 shots to get that done. It might only take you 25 if you make them all. And it's good just to have a shooting routine, a form shooting routine every time before you work out to help you develop good muscle memory and improve your shooting mechanics. For the shooting drill, you're going to take 10 shots from 3 different spots. From the left block, in front of the basket, and from the right block. So you'll take a total of 30 shots. You do not have to make them, you're just taking 30 shots. This drill is intended to improve your shooting technique and develop good muscle memory. So focus on great shooting technique, good foot position, knee bend, follow through on every shot, get backspin on the ball, and get sufficient arc on your shot. You want to shoot the ball with the exact same good technique on every shot. This is really important. It's all about developing good muscle memory.
We hope you enjoyed this form shooting video. If you want instant access to a free printable PDF with 22 pages of shooting workouts for proper mechanics, complete with diagrams, descriptions, and a tracking sheet, make sure to click the link in the description below. Again, if you incorporate these drills into your shooting workouts, you'll improve your form and be a threat from anywhere on the court. Make sure to click and subscribe and then click the bell button so you're the first to know when we release more new videos. Thanks for watching.